I feel like it would be important because like even not just in art class, like you would like that would help you like when you're older draw like different shapes in like other different classes. It's just not art class where you would draw. You can draw like even if you're out of school, you can just draw something. Like if a teacher asks you to draw something, then like even in math class or English class, if you draw, like that would help you so much with the drawing in like the other classes also. And if you start young, you can build up to the more art skills and actually learn how to draw good when you're older. You can carry all that on through elementary or all the way to high school. It can help you better to draw when you're in other classes.
Well, for drawing, it's therapeutic in a way, and you learn color theory without actually learning color theory. You learn line work, and you kind of, if you're more aiming towards realistic drawing, you learn how to draw what you see, and that kind of thing, and like seeing it visually and then copying it down on paper. And then I think that can come in handy just from anything. I think it definitely might help them learn how to be a more visual learner. And like, because of how active it is, kind of you still have, there's a process of drawing itself. It's very much a hands-on activity, so I think that helps too. And it gives a chance for kids to be creative, draw what they want, and it's imagination. Like there's no, it's the concept of that is just limitless, and I think that's really cool. So
it's helping stretch kids' young minds and getting them more excited to learn, because once they get that break, that creativity break in the middle of the school day, they're more apt to pay more attention in class because they already have all that creative outlet out, so they're not going to be as crazy uplifted or whatever. Yeah. And then some students or some teachers have problems with students doodling on their papers, so it's like you give them time to draw outside of that and they're less likely to do it on their paper. I mean, it's like they want to do it so badly and they want it to look good, so they're just going to keep putting the effort in until they get it right. Like, even if they don't do it perfect, they still love it. They are passionate about it, and it's like they believe that is what they draw. They know what it is. They know what they want it to be, and they're so proud of it. So it's like it expands their imagination, and it's like if you don't allow your kid to draw, what are they gonna do? Just sit there and think, and they aren't going to be as creatively active, and drawing like opens their imagination to like whole new worlds, and they can see things that people don't see, and they try to articulate that, and it's so cute to be able to see them be so proud of something at such a young age that they created themselves that might not even be like realistic, but to them that's what it is, and that's how it is, and they love it. And all they want to do is show it off to everyone. And like, even if it's not as good as they think it is, they're like, yeah, it's not very good, but I'm going to do so much better later. And they're just going to keep practicing until they eventually turn into little artists.
They should draw when they're younger because kids have more of like imaginative ideas, and like they're constantly thinking about things like maybe we don't think about because we are so like serious now, and a lot of people aren't as creative as they are when they're younger. So I believe that like can benefit people, and like I just learned that in other countries they don't have kids take standardized tests all the time. They actually have them play and do stuff because it helps them with their growing their learning abilities and creativity and things like that, and they end up scoring higher than we do, and we take tests like throughout our whole life. But I feel like a lot of like this stuff that we do in class, it would be more helpful to like have more visual things and creativity so that you can get more ideas flowing and stuff, because like sometimes like I just sit in class and I just want to fall asleep because like it's just like it's like a blank canvas like in the classroom, and I just like don't know what like is going on, and so like it helps like if I have to maybe draw out like some kind of chemical reaction or what's going on in the chemical reaction versus talking about it. So, I mean, stuff like that could help. My algebra teacher for Algebra 2, she has us, like, every once in a while for, like, each thing we learn, sometimes she'll have us, like, draw, like, a poster or something, and then, like, she'll put it up in the classroom, like, to help us with our tests and stuff like that, and I feel like that helps a lot. Or, like, there's this one thing, and it had to deal with, like, a spiral, and we had to find a picture that related to it to help us, like, remember it, and, like, it was stuff like seashells and stuff like that, and we could draw that and put that on the walls and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of artistic things help in the long run.